Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Susan Campfield here. Almost Merry Christmas. How is everyone doing? We're going to play tonight with some kind of more gift holder ideas, right? It's getting down to the wire here. And usually I have a Christmas treat holder class. We usually have it end of November, very early beginning of December. Was not able to do an in-person event this year and been wanting to do this, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and instead of doing a class, which I would struggle getting everything prepped for, that I will just do it as a live video, walk you through and share all the measurements with you and everything else so that you can go ahead and make these. And I have some suggestions for you if you don't have the products on hand, so that you can make some fun things for Christmas. So just a little Merry Christmas for me to have this free online class. I was going to do one thing and I got carried away, and I do love punch art, playing with my punches and my dies and making fun things. So thank you for indulging me and letting me share with you tonight. So let me go ahead and flip the camera and we'll get started here. So like I said, we have 3 projects and we'll just go through them here one by one. I'm going to flip the camera. You'll see my ceiling for just a moment here. And my finger as I flip my camera around, and I'm going to just put it in my stand here. So hopefully you can see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let me bring in my first project. So this first one is a wine tag. Hey Patty, hey Marcy, I saw Carol in here, awesome. So this one is made to be a wine tag. However, these wine tags you can very easily convert into a card. You can just not do this portion at all and put it on the front of a card and it's perfect. You can also turn this into decorating for other treats. So I'll show you. Oh, my wine bottle's across the room. Hold on. So I found at a local grocery store, if you're in Minnesota, it was Festival Foods, their liquor store part, and they had a Hallmark Channel wines. So if you have a friend or family member or neighbor that loves Hallmark Channel, this is a great gift idea. They actually had 2 different types. They had Jingle and Joy. You can also order these online. If you look up Hallmark Channel wines online, you can order them that way as well. And I just thought they were just fun and super cute. And I'm not really a wine aficionado. I do like I'm more interested in the label. Isn't that sad? Okay, yeah, it's true story though. So I just thought with the snowman on this one, I really wanted to try a snowman tag. And I've done snowman wine tags over the years, as some of you that have come to my in-person events will recall. And so this was just kind of a fun, different one that I wanted to try. So this is, thank you, Cindy Sue. Cindy Sue's been to my classes before. So this one is pretty simple, and it utilizes a couple of dies. The main one that makes these curves is the layering oval dies. And then the nose and the eyes and the hollies are actually from a set of dies that are retiring. They're across the room. I'll bring them over in just a moment. You grab them here. Got an entire pile of dies here. My goodness. For all these different projects. But this one is only this one. So these are the Sweetest Time dies, Sweetest Border dies, excuse me. I believe the stamp set is called Sweetest Time. And I used this one has like a 2-part candy cane. So you do this one in, say, white, and then you would do the stripes in red, or vice versa. I'm just using the candy cane, the solid shape one, not the stripes, if that makes sense. And that, believe it or not, is actually the nose of our intrepid hero here. So I just cut the candy cane, and we'll do that in a minute, and just trimmed it down to make it into a carrot shape. if you don't have this set of dies, I'm sure there's something else you have that would make that kind of long shape that you could customize, or you know what, you could hand cut your own. The eye also came from this. Now, if you don't have these dies, again, if you have a 1/2 inch circle punch or even a 3/4 inch circle punch, you could substitute that. I would say this is probably somewhere in between those two. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably 3/8. And then these holly leaves are so stinking cute. So I got those out of this set as well. And then the berries. So all of the dies came from the Sweetest Border dies for this one, with the addition of the layering oval dies, which is how I made the scarf and the hat. So let's go ahead and just make this real quick. Bring in my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine here. Now I also have... So I was going to just share with you that on these wine tags, another thing you can do is you can just take like this, a box of M&Ms like this, wrap it in a designer series paper, and then layer this on the front. So that's just another use for this if you didn't want to use it as a wine tag. And of course, keep in mind that there's also the sparkling juices. If you are giving this to a family with young kids or whatever, those are always super fun at the holidays. We love those growing up. My son still loves them. So, and one more idea for you. So this is a celebrations. It's basically like a wine bottle full of candy. And I got this particular one at Walgreens. I've seen it at other department stores and whatnot, discount stores around, especially around the holidays. Now this one is, as you can see, the top of the bottle is a little bit larger than your standard. It's almost like a champagne bottle. So the circle that I die cut this with was the second from the smallest, so second up from smallest of the layering circle dies. If you're using this candy, you'd want to go up one more circle, make that hole a little bit bigger because it is quite a bit bigger. So, but that's just another idea if you're not a wine drinker, or the people you're giving it to aren't. That's still be a fun gift to just do it on candy. All right, so I need the other parts of my machine. Here we go, our plates. So I already cut the circle. This piece is, okay, come on, Susan, you can remember. I know it's 3/8 inches wide, and then it's scored at 3/8 inches. I got to remind myself of the length here, sorry. Okay, I thought so. So this is 8.5 by 3 1/8. And then I scored it at 3 1/8, which gave me this square section. And then I cut a hole with the second from the smallest layering circle dies. So that's going to form the base of my tag. So now I'm just going to do my die cutting real quick. I have some pumpkin pie here. So I'm going to cut that candy cane to turn it into a nose. I have my scarf, if you will, and the largest oval from the layering oval dies. And I'm just going to cut the edge of the scarf. And I cut this about 1/8 of an inch bigger than I kept a little ruler out here. Oh, there it is, found it. So I could tell you these dimensions. Okay, so this is 1.5 inches. And I'm sliding down, I'm going to hold it up here so you can see. I'm sliding down the layering oval so that I've got just a little bit of the edge showing there. So I'm cutting off a little bit more. And then, let's see, what else do we need? We need some fun little holly leaves. These are so cool because they cut the little veins right out of the cardstock, and it looks pretty realistic. And then the holly berries. And then, let's see. I neglected to grab a, thought I had, but not seeing my scrap for the eyes. Aha, just happened to have a piece of black cardstock here. Boy, I've got this loaded up, don't I? I'm such a lazy crafter. Like, if I can do it in one go, I'm going to do it, right? All right, so I've got my parts and pieces there. I'm going to do one of my eyeballs. right now, and I'll come back through and get the other one. Place that on there, crank that through. By the way, I think I mentioned in the past that the magnetic platform, or magnetic plate, I should call it, had some quality issues of curving. And so Stampin' Up! Is issuing by email a coupon code if you ordered that. And so keep an eye out for that. That is going to be showing up later this month, anytime now really. So let's get rid of these extra parts and pieces. Put these dies, actually I'll just put everything right back in my tray. I'll try to keep tidy with doing this many projects tonight. It could be get kind of messy around here. I act like that's an unusual occurrence. It's not. It's not. It's pretty much par for the course. So we've got one eye, we've got some holly berries, some holly leaves. Look how cute those are. They're so fun. This is shaded spruce, real red, basic black, and pumpkin pie that I'm using for this one. And then we've got our scarf here. I'm going to hang on to the eye because I do need another eye. So now I have that real red piece that I just cut a curve out, and that's going to form the scarf for my little snowman. So let's keep that aside. And now we're going to cut the brim of the hat. So the brim of the hat. So did anyone see what I did with the ruler? Here it is. It's a 1-inch piece by 3 1/8. Popular size. It should be bigger than 3 1/8. That's too short. I think this was the one I was going to use for the eyes. I want it wider than that for the hat brim. I want it to be 3 3/8 because I want it to actually extend out the sides so you do get that more hat brim. Sherry, you got your email yesterday for your coupon code. Good, that's great that they're starting to come in. So if you haven't gotten it yet, don't be alarmed because it's probably going to go in order the way they were ordered. So it might take them a little while to get everybody, but you'll get it. So okay. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so there we have our hat brim, and that's the one I want to cut a curve out of. Initially, when I was designing this and I was just making it up on the fly, I actually cut an oval out of this piece, but I decided it really needed a hat brim to make it look more hat-like. So for this one, I'm going to slide that oval. You know, on the scarf, we went all the way in and beyond. This time I'm leaving quite a bit of that edge. I just want that curve to make it look, give it the hat look. The hat look? Sure, the hat look. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut these. And then we'll put our project together. All right. Set this aside, but I don't want it to go far because we need it for our other projects. I did some cutting ahead, but I didn't, some embossing and cutting ahead of time, but not everything. So there I've just got that curvature out of the hat brim. Set these aside. All right, don't want to lose any dies. So the dies are going right back in my bucket here. All right, so let's take our ink pad here. I've got a little sponge dauber. This is going to form, just help this become a little more nose-like. So I just sort of cut it to a point. Carrots are irregular in shape, so it does not have to be perfect. That's okay to have it be bumpy and whatnot. Hey, Julie. Glad you're watching from Arizona. I'm guessing it's a wee bit warmer there. It's 22 degrees here right now, which is better than it was yesterday, so that's something. And I hear out east they're going to get a bunch of snow. Patty, are you getting snow where you are? I'm going to go ahead and just do some sponging with that pumpkin pie on the edges. We don't have much snow here at the moment. Most of what we had melted, and we got just a dusting the other day, maybe an inch or two. All right, so I've just added some detail to that with the sponge dauber. Not required, but it just will give you a little extra something. All right, I'm gonna go ahead now. You can use liquid glue for this. You can use tear and tape, glue dots, whatever you want. I'm actually going to use liquid glue for this. I know some of you are shocked because I don't always use liquid glue, but what I like about it for this project is that I can kind of slide it into place. You've got snow in Oklahoma. Awesome. Several inches, huh? That's probably pretty unusual down there, isn't it? All right, so I'm just lining that up with the bottom edge of my tag there and gluing that on. 15 degrees in northern Arizona. Brr, that is cold for you guys. It's even cold for us. All right, and then we have our hat piece here. The hat piece, the top hat, is 2 1/4 by, again, 3 1/8. And that's another one where I'm going to use that liquid glue. This liquid glue is so inexpensive and so versatile. I love it. It dries. We had it when we played our little game about if you were stranded on a desert island. I think the multi-purpose liquid glue was kind of the winner there. So there we go. All right, so now we've got our hat, but we want that curvature. So this is where that brim is going to come in, and I'm going to bring in my good old friends, dimensionals here. If I can get to them. Uh-oh. All right, drawers runneth over. All right, let's just grab the full-size ones here. We're not going to mess around. We're going to go straight for the big ones. All right. So I'm going to bring that hat brim down just to where, just enough to hide the straight edge of the upper part of the hat. Again, you could, that's not true, straight, Susan. Trying to get the same amount of edge on each side there. That looks better. Okay, I know this doesn't look like, this is what's so funny to me about punch art. It's when you're building it, it's like, oh, that's really not looking like a snowman. And then all of a sudden you get done and it's like, oh my gosh, yes, that is a snowman for sure. Let's see. I'm going to do a little glue dot action here. So I'm going to take use my take your pick tool. The eyes do help, don't they? Getting our little snowman eyes on there. There we go, and then we're going to add our nose. So how many of you are multitasking while you're watching this and making your Christmas cards or doing other craft stuff? I'm a big multitasker, but I feel like I'm really behind right now. Got all my team gifts out, my direct team gifts out yesterday, so that felt good. All right, there we've got our nose on, and we're going to add our holly. Such cute holly. I believe in the holly I did use dimensionals. I'm going to grab minis for this one. Yep, I can see that I used dimensionals for those. So I'm going to use mini dimensionals. And this one, it's you know, sometimes they score. These actually, it does cut the vines or the veins of the holly, which is pretty cool. So it gives it a very deep, clear cut. All right, so we got one holly leaf there, and one holly leaf here. Maybe, there we go. And then I'll just add my berries on top, also with more mini dimensionals. And we're almost done. Just going to add 2 more things to my finished project here. And that is, let's see, here we go. So we got our berries. And then I have the words Merry Christmas. These are from the Christmas Gleaming stamp set. I think that one just sold out today. The punches, I believe, are still available. At least they were this afternoon. But if you haven't had a chance to look at that retiring list, I would do so. Things are starting to disappear. So, and there's some real deals out there. For example, these dies that I used for the holly berries, the nose and the eyes, are on sale. So those are at a good price point right now because they are retiring. So I'm doing this as Merry Christmas, but you certainly could also do this for Happy New Year, or without the holly berries, it could be into the beyond there. Okay, so you can see one big difference here. You all know how I roll. I am a ribbon fan. So I've got this gorgeous organza ribbon here in real red. And I'm just going to tie, and that's going to make that scarf look much more scarf-like. I toyed with the idea of just adding some sort of cardstock circle or something to look like a knot. But when I did the ribbon, I was like, nope, that's the ticket. So just going to pop that on. So just doing a cheater bow there and just tying a nice firm knot. So we've got that in place. Let's trim those ends real quick. And that is project number 1, which is our snowman wine tag or bottle tag or candy bar holder or card or whatever you want. So that's our first project. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, if you do it as a wine tag, oh, thanks for the hearts, everybody. If you do it as a wine tag, it's always fun to add a little something at the top of the bottle. The stamp set Warm Hugs has a really cute one. Boy, is that too close, you guys? My gosh, I'm right on the camera. This bottle's so high, it's like right in the camera. Eat, Drink, and Be Cozy would be perfect for this project. So so don't forget the top of the bottle. It's just kind of an extra little fun thing. What neighbor wouldn't love to find that on their doorstep from your family? So, all right, so we've got that one done. How we doing? You guys doing okay? Are you ready? Are you tired? Are you up for another one? Because I am. All right, so we did a Christmas tag. Let's do a Christmas box, and then we're going to move on to another wine tag / candy bottle tag / other things that you could make it into. But first, let's do this cute little Santa box. Yay, you're up for more. Awesome. Karen's with me. Woohoo! We're going to do this, Karen. All right, so this is the, oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I'm blanking out on the names. Somebody help me out. What are these called? And I had them in my hands. What did I do with them? The dies that make these little boxes are in the, oh yeah, here they are. Is it Little Treat Holder? Is that what it's called? I've got the stamp set that comes with it. So these are also retiring. These are also on sale. And so thanks, LaDon. You love the Santa tag. So now we're going to do a Santa box. So he is cute, and it doesn't look like it when you're building it, but it comes out so cute. So, you know, Santa is carrying presents on his back, right? So inside here, I put some of the Dove presents that you can buy in the different flavors. I just bought a bag of each and put one of each in there. There's certainly other things that you could do in here. Let's see if I've got it close by. Lots of candies would have been in here. There's some Hershey Santas that would be really cute, but these little Tic Tacs that have little candy canes on them, they fit in there perfectly. I shouldn't say little Tic Tacs. They're standard Tic Tac size. I got these at Festival Foods too, but I'm sure you can get them at any place that sells Christmas candies. So those are a perfect fit as well. But I went with the chocolate present theme. But let's talk about our project here and how we're going to make this. So again, we're using some more punches here, and then we even decorated the back of the box. So let's put this little guy together. I did do some pre-cutting and embossing on this somewhat. So I did pre-cut the box. These little treat boxes are super slick. They score everything. They cut the little slits. It just is so easy, well thought out and so forth. So you just bend it up like that. You can see the little slot goes, the tab goes in the slot. Now I've done these before for you, so I'm not going to get too intense here on how to put this together, but it's very intuitive. No big trick or secret to this one. Super obvious. So I do like to put a little adhesive here and here. Now you can use tear and tape. I'm going to use Seal Plus because I've got it on hand here on deck within reach. Seal Plus is the stronger of our two new adhesives. You could also use your liquid glue. I do have that on hand as well. Okay, so when I fold this up, I do like to just take a block. Little hand sanitizers from Bath & Body, would they fit in there? I'm so glad you asked me that. So I am suspecting those might be a little bit whiter because if I recall, they come like in kind of a curved thing. So what you can do with this box though is before you put, I'm glad you caught me right before I put it together, you can widen these out and then fold it up like that to put a much whiter item in it. I think Carol Rosengren did that. She gave me a gift that was Ghirardelli chocolate squares, and I think she widened it a little bit to get them to fit. So this box is very workable. The bigger issue might be the thickness of it, but again, if you widen those out, that also could be, you'd have some room to fudge, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do it the regular way. And then to get a good seal, I'm just going to put this block in here. Let's see, this is the block H. Any, skinny block would work. And I'm just going to use that to give me a place to press. Does that make sense? Like it gives me a firm surface to press on. So there we've got our little box base. And again, that's just a die. Now we're going to do our punches here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Thought I was missing stuff. All right. So I've got my ruler here. So I embossed these with the 3D Parisian floor embossing folder. Any embossing folder that has like swirls or polka dots would work for this beard, I think. This is 2 inches wide and it is by 1 7/8. I think the 1 7/8 is the width of the box there. So we're going to put that on with the same adhesive. So lots of beard on our box here. What I like about this is the edge of the box makes the hat. So we're just going to add our hat brim there. Before we do that, I am going to add my face. So the face I am making with the the punch. It's right here in my tray. This is the 1.5 inch circle punch. Love this punch. I don't need a full circle. I need a little more than a half. Eyeball it. That looks pretty good. It's about 3/4 of a circle maybe. Yeah, that works. And so that is going to go right here for my face. I'm going to go ahead and do my cheeks before I stick that on. For the cheeks, I just took the Petal Pink blends and drew some circles. This looks quite dark when it goes on, but it will lighten up. You can also, if you don't have the blends, but you have the Petal Pink ink pad and a sponge dauber. Sponge daubers are great because they're already circular, so that makes easy circles, and you could just do that instead. Now our nose. Our nose came from a die or punch that we're using on our next project, the Gnome project. This is the Brightly Gleaming Ornament Punches. It's a set of 2 punches. This is the larger one. Like I said, we're using this to build our gnome in just a moment. But I realized that the end of this makes the perfect little nose. So that was where the nose came from. Just that little tiny bit. Again, if you don't have this punch, you could hand cut this. You might have something else that would work. Did anybody see what I did with the glue dots? Ah, found them. All right. Guys are going to have to help me through here. Did I get him? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It ran amok. All right, I better not mess around here. I better get my... Take your pick tool. I'm going to nip off my putty so that I have a fresh putty piece. This is a very handy tool when you're doing this. And I'm realizing that a glue dot is just going to be too big, even if I fold it into half. So I'm going to put just a little dab. Come on. Little dab will do you, right? I was afraid I was going to get a bunch. Were you guys nervous? Is it making you nervous? Actually, you know what? I almost think... No, I did use a glue dot because I like the dimension. All right, I'm going to go back to a glue dot. Sorry. I made these last night. I can't, and that's already a long time ago. Can't remember. Okay, I took a glue dot. I folded it in half. Can you see that? And squished it on the back. We're going with that. And that's going to go right there. But before I put that on, I'm going to need my mustache. All right, I mustache you to have a mustache. All right, we're going to take our... Ow. Dropped it on my foot. We're going to take our Heart Punch pack. This is the smooth-sided heart from the Heart Punch pack. I'm going to punch a heart. While I'm at it, I'm going to punch another one because I need one for this next project. I needed a bigger mustache for that one, so might as well while I've got it out, right? Stick that back in here. And then we're going to go back in. I need a circle punch to now make this into a mustache. I could use the 1.5, but it's that would work. But I'm going to use the 2-inch punch, which is going to give me a little bit longer mustache. Either would work. Totally fine either way. Just need a skinny little mustache there. And so I don't even need the rest of the heart. I only needed that top portion to make my mustache. So that is going to go right there. Again, I'm going to grab a couple of glue dots. You take your pick tool is in play here with a nose on the end, so I'm going to have to just rough it. Oh, who am I kidding? You know I have more than one take your pick tool, right? I do. It's true. True story. All right. All right, so we've got our little mustache on there. We're going to add our little nose. And then next up, we need some eyes, right? So the eyes, as you might imagine, are pearls. They're the basic pearls. And I just took the basic black Stampin' Blend. Now, if you don't have a basic black Stampin' Blend, don't panic. You can just use a Sharpie marker in black. Everyone's got one of those sitting around, right? And I like to color not only the top, but around the sides so that I don't have too much white showing. All right, so I've got my eyeballs there. Put that away. And let's see if I can get these on there without them getting any excess black. It dries pretty quick, but on this plastic it does take a little longer. Okay, his eyes on this one are quite a bit closer together than they are on this one. I could move those, but you know, it's kind of fun to play with the eyes. Just by moving them around, you can get a very different expression. That's one of the things I love about punch art. You can just play with it there. So that is our little face. That's going to go right there. Keep in mind, we're going to be adding this hat brim right at the top. So we're going to go ahead and glue this on. Let's just go with liquid glue. And slide that in. I don't know, there's just something about punch art that's like magic. You don't think it's going to be anything, and then it is. So I don't know. I get a kick out of it. So thanks for hanging with me and doing this with me. It's always fun with friends, right? So I'm going to put our little dimensionals on there. Now again, these tag boxes die unfortunately is being retired. I believe it is on sale right now. As of this afternoon, it was not sold out yet. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Yeah, the top of the heart makes a great mustache, doesn't it? Who knew, right? And then we have our little Santa dude. Now, I cheated. I went ahead and stamped. This is from the stamp set that goes with that, the little treats. That's where the ho, 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 Merry Christmas came from. I just stamped it in red, and I die cut it with this die from the set. And then I also stamped the Santa hats. Come here. It's hiding. Also from the stamp set in red, and that's just going to go on the back. You don't have to decorate the back of the box, but I just think it's a nice touch, right? And then we're just going to add a ribbon bow, and we are done with this, and we'll move on to our last project, which is good because my back is complaining from me hunching over. I don't know. I don't usually stand when I stand when I do the videos, but when I usually craft, I'm sitting down. But it's good to stand for a while. It's just I'm bending down too much. All right, so peel that off, and the hat, you can just kind of do it at a little jaunty angle there, right at the top. And then I did add the largest pearl to the pom-pom. You don't have to, but it makes it gives it a little bit of a 3D look there. There we go. And then for the ribbon, I used this braided linen trim, which is real red. And that one is also retiring. So we're just going to tie that in a bow. And doesn't have to have the bow, but again, I just thought it was a nice little touch. Those finishing touches, I know, I'm a ribbon freak. I fully admit it. Always think things just look a little more finished with ribbon on them. The next one has no ribbon though. You'll be so proud of me. All right. Put that on there. Thanks, Anita. Oh, you're welcome, Sherry. All right, so there we have our Santa box. Yay. Whew. All right, how you doing? Do you need to stretch a little bit, get a drink? We're going to move on. We've got one more. All right, so some of these punches I'm going to need again. Okay, I swear I just stamped. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay, never mind. I got it. Okay. All right, so you guys can go in there. This can go in there. Clear off, just shove everything on the floor, right? We'll clean it up later. Ha, ha, ha. Maybe. All right, so next up, I do need this. I don't need that because I already punched it, so I guess that can go. All right, next up we have a Happy New Year. Our gnome is wishing a GNU year. So, do you get it? Gnome starts with the G and new. Okay, I'm not sure if that, yeah. So anyway, it's time for some puns, right? We're getting a little punish, a pun-ish. So this cute little gnome is similar to the gnome I did for my curvy bundle class. Only I added mittens to this little gnome, and he's so cute, and he's super simple to make. He's got his jingle bell on. So this one is another wine tag. So jingle, I did with the jingle, the Hallmark wine, the jingle one of the Hallmark wine. So that one can go on there. But of course, like we discussed, you can also put it on some non-alcoholic sparkling grape juice, which is always fun for the holidays. For that one, I maybe would put the gold jingle bell on. You can also put it on these fun bottles full of candy. If you do that, you're going to need to punch a bigger hole because this one is a little bit bigger, but I can show you what that would look like on there. So again, just some other ideas. And of course, you could also turn it into a New Year's card, or you could wrap this with some designer paper and then cover the box. Again, just like we talked about on that first tag. So let's put this one together. So let's see here. I did some of the die cutting on this, but I did not do the embossing yet, I believe. So this one, I did make it a little bit wider than our first wine tag and a little bit longer. So this was the first wine bottle tag that we did. It's 3 1/8. This one I added a 1/4 inch, so it's 3 3/8. That's because of I had a lot of words that had to fit on there, so I made it a little bit bigger. So it's 3 3/8 wide, and it's scored at 3 3/8. And it's also a wee bit longer, again, to accommodate my wordiness on this one. So this one, instead of 8 1/2, I believe is 9, but let's double check that. I know where my favorite ruler. Do you guys have a favorite ruler too? Because I totally do, and it's vanished right now. Like this one, you can't ever see the numbers, which is a problem. All right, so that's 6. I believe it is 9 5/8 long. All right, so we're going to emboss this. Now, these embossing folders are a great deal right now. It's a 2-pack. They're about to retire, and you get both of them. I think they're like $4 for the pair. Super awesome deal. All right, so we're going to grab that. We don't need this. I'm actually going to use both the embossing folders, so I'm going to grab both of them, but I only need one right now. I'm going to do the polka dotty one here for my shaded spruce. So again, using shaded spruce on this one, and I'm pairing it with cherry cobbler. The reason I chose those colors is those are the colors of the jingle bells. You get shaded spruce, gold, and cherry cobbler. And then I felt like my wine bottle, the foil wrap at the top was closer to cherry cobbler than red, but I think you could get away with either one on that one. All right, so I have that piece embossed. And I do need to emboss something else, but we gotta punch it first. So I'm gonna set that aside. Let's bring in my messy tray here. Messy, 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 messy. All right, we got our punches. So let's make a hat. So to make the hat, I remember the punch that we used on our snowman box to make the nose. It was the tip of this Gleaming Ornaments punch. We're going to use the same punch for the hat, but we're going to use the other end. So I have my Gleaming Ornaments punch here. I punched it out of cherry cobbler, and I'm going to put that onto a Post-it note. Post-it note is going to be my handle. And I'm going to slide this into the 1 1/2 inch punch. This is the 1 1/2 inch punch that we used to make the snowman's face. And I'm just going to punch, just like we did on the snowman's hat. I wanted a curved part is going to make this look more like a hat. Now that one looks a little, is that one okay? It's a little shallow, but not too bad. It could have gone about a 1/6 of an inch deeper. It's pretty forgiving, like seriously. It doesn't matter, Susan. I'm being anal, don't tell. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna go back to embossing. I should have my little mini one in here. Gosh, that would fit so much better. All right. Didn't even think about that. All right, so this is the other half of that 2-pack folders, the wrapped in texture folders. And we're going to use this one, which is kind of like a woven pattern, I would say, which is really good for something that you want to look like fabric, like a hat. Oh, now stop that. Like I said, I'm running out of room here. I don't normally emboss at this station. I have a separate one for that, but then you won't be able to see what I was doing. Whew, all right. How you doing, everyone? You hanging in there? All right, so we have our cute little hat. So we're going to build our gnome. Here is our gnome building map. So let's get our gnome parts out. And we need a leaf. This leaf comes from... Oh, no, come on. I had one in here. Did I already pull it out? It's okay. I got a backup over here. I'll just grab this one. It'll show up as soon as I find another one. But we need a leaf here. This is from the Stitched Leaf Dies. Is this retiring? I can't remember. Those might be staying. I don't recall. So this is going to form our beard for our little gnome. And then we're going to use the Acorn Punch. This is a punch pack that is retiring. It's 2 leaves and an acorn. And the acorn is very important key factor on here. Now, this punch map, you'll see it doesn't have the mittens. The mittens are new. I added those last night. I just felt he looked cold. He needed hands. So we're going to take our acorn and we're going to punch the 2 black ones. These will be our shoes. And then we'll do one in petal pink. That will be our nose. And then we're going to do 2 of the same punch in cherry cobbler, and that's for the mitten. So believe it or not, this little gnome is made with some fall things. Some leaves and acorns are very key. And then 1 Christmas ornament is how you make the gnome. So that's all we need for our gnome. And let me just show, oh, no, that's not true, Susan. Oh, you guys were saying, Susan, you forgot the mustache, right? So you remember our heart, same little trick we used on the Santa, we're going to use on our gnome. So we're going to take our heart and we're going to go back to that 2-inch circle punch. And this time we're going to do a little more robust mustache, a little bigger one than the skinny one for our box. It could be bigger, smaller, whatever. It's you know, it's a flexible thing. There's no need to panic if you think you got it too wide or too narrow. It's still going to look great, right? All right, let's grab our take your pick tool and our dimensionals here. Let's build a gnome. So I'm just going to add my glue dots on the back, and then we're going to stick those glue dots onto our leaf right there. There is an order to this. You do want to put your mustache first, then your nose. The nose is going to just come over the mustache a wee bit. And then our hat is going to cover up all those bits that we don't want to see. You're probably going to need to nip off the very top of that stem, but you really don't need to do that until you can add the hat and then eyeball it and see what you think. But none of that will show, so if you prefer to just cut that off at the beginning, totally fine. You want enough of it to be able to build your nose on, although I didn't really put any adhesive on there, so I guess it doesn't matter. And then we're going to just add our hat in right there. Okay, so we've got the upper part of our gnome done. We're just going to add his boots, and those are with the acorn. So the cap of the acorn, if you will, is kind of forming the heel on his boot. So I'm going to put the glue dot near the top because I don't need that part. And then you're just going to tuck that in right here. You can also do it where you don't have the heel showing. Totally up to you. All right. Oh, thanks, LaDon. He is cute. I've pretty much fallen in love with this little guy. I couldn't let him go. I needed to do him one more time before the end of Christmas holiday stuff here. So, all right. So now this, similarly to the boot, the edge of the cap is going to form the thumb on his mitten, but this time it's the one on the top. So I'm going to put the glue dot on the bottom edge, and I'm going to stick that mitten right there. His hands are up like that. And so this one, same thing. And then last but not least, we're going to add that little jingle bell to his cap. Sticky, sticky. All right, so there we have. Now, again, the mittens are optional. You don't have to do those. Here's one I did in with a shaded spruce hat, and I did not add the mittens. So again, it's cute both ways. This one I did add a little mouth to. Again, optional. I don't think the mouth is necessary, but you can add it if you want to. So we're going to grab our jingle bells. These are also on clearance. Heck of a deal. Oh my gosh, they're super cheap right now. And as of this afternoon, they were still available. Again, things are starting to disappear. So if they're on your list, stocking up for next year, whatnot, you want to pick those up sooner rather than later. So either cherry cobbler or gold would look good on this. I am putting a glue dot at the back of the cap to stick the bell on, and then I'm actually going to secure that with a mini dimensional too. So there's a little loop on the back of that jingle bell that I've smushed onto that glue dot. And I'm just going to smash a little mini dimensional on top of that as well, just for some extra insurance. And then on the back of here, I'm going to put some dimensionals on, and those dimensionals are not only going to help me stick this to my project, but they're going to secure those pieces that I've got glue dotted on. This is like a little extra insurance that he's not going to lose a boot or a mitten or whatever. So, as usual, totally got carried away with the dimensionals, but that's all right, right? So we've got our gnome. We have our, somewhere I embossed a piece. I lost it. I have my base here. Oh, here it is. I found it. I put it way over here. Now, why would I do that? So we're going to layer this onto that piece. I'm just going to grab this because it's handy. Again, I don't want this falling off. This is the Seal Plus, which is a little bit stronger. Tear and tape would be another excellent choice here, or your multi-purpose liquid glue. All right, so now we need our words, right? So those I did already cut out. Hopefully they're still here. So these are the word wishes dies. They have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Father's Day, Happy St. Patrick's Day, Happy Mother's Day. Pretty much all your holidays that you could think of, it has in there, including the New Year's. So I'm going to take the happy. Now I put some adhesive sheets on the back of my black cardstock here so that I would make these sticky. If you don't have the adhesive sheets, you can die cut them and then just sponge adhesive on them. So there's a dog yipping in the background. Not sure what's going on back there, but hopefully they can hold it together. We're almost done. All right, so I've got our happy. Now the word, I don't need the word new because I used a different alphabet to make my GNU year, but I do need the word year. But I don't need the S. I just need the word year. I could have done Happy New Year's Day, but I was already tight on space. So I'm just going to nip that S off to customize that word. And I'm just poking out these little bits inside. And then that's going to go down here. But before I stick that on, I want to grab my, my G, my W, and somewhere I have, all right, did you guys see where they went? So this is the playful alphabet that I had all the letters right before I went live, and I'm sure they're here somewhere. Oh goodness. All right, well that's okay, we can cut more, right? There's that leaf I was looking for, right in plain sight. Seriously, they were here just a minute ago. Okay, fine. You guys don't see an E and a N sitting around, do you? All right, fine. Well, I've got plenty of space here. We can cut some more. I can show you how to do it, right? All right. I must have stuck it in the wrong bin. All right, so we'll grab this, and we'll grab our playful alphabet dies, which are right here. So with these, you can make any word you want. The one I can't find is the E and the N. They were cut, they fell out of the paper, and they flew away somewhere. All right, so it's okay. We have the ability to cut more, right? No worries. All right. You know what? I'm like, boy, that's really turning easy. That's because I'm missing part of my sandwich. So I still had it set up for embossing. I forgot to add in the die cutting plate or die cutting piece there. Now we're in business. All right. Now you know that N and that E are going to show up as soon as I cut them, right? That's just how things work. All right, there we go. All fixed. Let's poke these out. And you guys are so great to stay with me this whole time. I appreciate it. This is a little bit of a longer event than we usually have, but it's fun. I'm so glad that I'm able to share these with you because I missed making my treat holders, and so I thought let's just go for it. All right, so we've got our G there. Plus, several of you were asking me about them, and that helped motivate me to get it done. So thank you, Caroline and April especially. And with these letters, it's a good idea to not push them down all the way until you have them all laid on there and you've figured out. Sometimes you have to adjust the spacing is what I'm trying to say. I feel like I have these together maybe a little tight, but that W is a lot wider than you think. So no, I think I'm fine with that. All right, Happy GNU Year from our Gnome. Let's pull that off, pop him on, and this project is all done. So what one was your favorite project tonight? I'm going to bring them all in. Karen says she loves them all. That's an acceptable. I will take that for sure. And there we go. Goodness, my phone is ringing off the hook tonight. So we've got our Happy New Year. Let me put these into the bucket so I don't lose those. That's sticking down. And our snowman. And let's see, we also had, oh, we don't want to forget our Santas. Santas. And that, there we go. Can I even fit them all on the camera? I don't even know if I can fit them all on the camera. Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, Joanne, you made gnome kits. Oh, what a fun idea. They're coming to craft this weekend. Awesome. You're going to have a blast. Kids are very, they're creative. They're very creative. They're not scared like we adults are sometimes to try new things. So thank you all for joining me. I'm going to flip the camera here. Hold on one moment. There we go. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great night. I will post the gnome map in our group in the files section there. and I will work on the dimension sheet so that you have the dimensions for the projects and post them there as well. Take care, everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.